Record of 64-39. Dodgers batting order brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bond. Rafael Furcal, the former Brave, will lead off, followed by the right fielder Andre Ethier. Manny Ramirez hits third. Casey Blake in the cleanup spot. Then first baseman James Loney. Center fielder Matt Kemp. Bottom of the order, the catcher Russell Martin. Second baseman Orlando Hudson. And pitcher Randy Wolf. As the Dodgers get set to face 36-year-old right-hander Derek Lowe. Record of 10-7 for the Braves this season. Won 54 games over the last 4 years for the Dodgers. And Derek Lowe's pitcher profile is brought to you by Sprint.
And we talked about it in the open that it's a two-way street. Derek Lowe, he pitched for 4 years for the Dodgers, but also the Dodgers know everything about him. So there's really no secrets today. And when he's right, infielders, beware, be on your toes. He is a ground ball machine.
As Rafael Furcal gets set to step in, reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. Braves and Dodgers underway in Atlanta. You talk about the ground balls. On the first pitch of this ball game, Furcal bounces right back to Derek Lowe. A look at the Braves in the field. Anderson, McLeod, Diaz from left to right of the outfield. Adam LaRoche reacquired by the Braves yesterday at first base. Prado at second. Hernandez at short. Chipper Jones at third. David Ross giving Brian McCann a breather behind the plate. One pitch, one away. Here's Andre Ethier, one of the heroes of last night's game. Hit his 21st home run of the season as Ethier takes a called strike, 0-1. A 3-run shot in the fifth inning. Dodgers went on to win the series opener 5-0.
Yeah, the youngsters, 21 home runs, 66 RBIs in the number 2 slot. Boy, that is a bunch of RBIs.
Ethier falls behind, 0-2. The newest Brave, his second stint in Atlanta. Adam LaRoche arrived in the ballpark within the last 2 hours. Reacquired by Atlanta yesterday from the Boston Red Sox, where he spent just over a week. Just foul. Back behind first. Mariano Donkin, the first base coach, upset about the call. Scott Barry, the first base umpire, and now Joe Torre comes out.
Mariano Duncan, very adamant. He thought it hit right on the line. I think he might have a pretty good point here. It's very rare you see a first base coach get this animated with an umpire. Well, it's tough to tell. They're so close. It looked like it cost some chalk, didn't it, Kenny? Crew chief Jerry Crawford on the right over there helping out the young umpire Scott Barry, kind of being the father figure, taking care of him here with Joe Torre. I don't think this call is going to get switched.
Crawford in his 33rd major league season.
And that's not reviewable, is it, Kenny?
No. So the Dodgers skipper will head back to the dugout as we blow it up for you.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of chalk, and you just wonder. Scott Barry was right there looking right at it. The ball landed about 10 feet in front of him, so he had a bird's eye view of it, and I think he still missed it.
Fouled off to the left side, no question about that one.
That was foul.
Ethier fouls it into the stands in left. A look at the crew chief out at second base, Jerry Crawford. Tom Hallion, the home plate umpire. The youngster Scott Barry working first base. And Phil Cuzzy is at third. 1 out, top of the first inning. The 0-2 on the ground to the shortstop. Hernandez across to LaRoche for out number 2. And now Ethier, as Manny Ramirez heads towards the plate. Ethier having words with the first base umpire, and he's led away by first base coach Mariano Duncan.
Well, it's always frustrating when you think you have a double and get a runner in scoring position. 3 pitches later, you're an out.
So with 2 away, Manny Ramirez steps in. Manny 1 for 4 in last night's game. He struck out twice. First pitch, right field. Reaching up to make the catch is Diaz. A 1-2-3, 7-pitch first inning. All 7 pitches were strikes. And 51. Their batting order brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Nate McLeod leads off, followed by Martin Prado. Kipper Jones hits third. Garrett Anderson in the cleanup spot. Then Matt Diaz. Adam LaRoche hitting sixth. David Ross catching. Dior Hernandez the shortstop. And the pitcher Derek Lowe as the Braves face 32-year-old left-hander Randy Wolf.
Randy Wolf, a rock-solid veteran left-hander. Not going to overpower you by any means, but he's a guy that wins. And he backs down from nobody.
Record of 5-5, 12 no decisions, tied for the major league lead in that category, facing Nate McLeod, who leads things off for the Braves and takes ball 1. Randy Wolf's pitcher profile brought to you by Sprint.
Well, how does he get all those quality starts? Well, he throws a lot of high fastballs and a slower than slow curveball.
McLeod skies it into right field. Ethier waiting for it to come down, 1 away.
And isn't it fitting that our other tidbit on the scouting report, outfielders beware. He's the opposite of Derek Lowe. When he's on, he's getting a lot of pop-ups, a lot of fly balls, just as the one off the bat of Nate McLeod.
So with 1 away, here's Martin Prado, who suffered a left ankle injury on Thursday when he was hit by a batted ball during batting practice. Did not start last night's game. He did pinch hit late. Back in the starting lineup for the Braves today. First pitch in for a called strike, 0-1. One ball, 1 strike, with Chipper Jones waiting on deck. Dodgers retired in order in the top half. The 1-1 from Wolf, bouncing away from the catcher Russell Martin. We take you back to Thursday. Watch behind the screen as the ball hits Prado in the left ankle.
Well, he just stepped for a split second away from the protection there, and you get drilled.
A line drive hit by his teammate Matt Diaz. Up the middle over the glove of Wolf. Backhanded by Hudson. And his throw retires Prado for out number 2. Dodgers having a terrific season in the field. Nice play by Hudson. Dodgers ranked 3rd defensively in the National League. Ramirez, Kemp, and Ethier from left to right of the outfield. Loney at first, Hudson at second for College short. Blake at third. Martin behind the plate. The battery of Wolf and Martin. With 2 away, here's Chipper Jones.
For my money, I don't think there's a better defensive second baseman in the game than Orlando Hudson.
Terrific pickup by the Dodgers during the offseason. 3-time Gold Glove Award winner.
Always communicating. A lot of people say, "Oh, just won't shut up." I'm going to just say he's communicating.
Always communicating. Chipper's career numbers against Randy Wolf. .341 average. 2-1.
See Randy Wolf really trying to go to the outside corner. Chipper Jones, not as much power right-handed, but he can turn on a fastball in. They're going to try their luck in there. They better be careful.
2-2.
Ended up being a changeup, only 80 miles an hour. You see Chipper just swings right through it.
The 2-2 from Wolf, and Chipper sends this one to deep left field, but it will stay in the ballpark. Manny Ramirez makes the catch. Braves are retired in order, and 11 pitch first for Randy Wolf. The Now Network by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150.
I'm sure that's Adkins friendly.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Oh, man. Yeah, at my age, I can't eat that anymore, Kenny.
Might sneak it in every so often. Middle of the order for the Dodgers here in the second as Casey Blake leads off. Blake batting .286. 9 hits in his last 14 at-bats. as he grounds out to the second baseman Prado for out number 1. Mark, let's take a look at our 4 keys to the game.
Well, for the Dodgers, they're facing a sinker baller and Derek Lowe. As we see, he gets a ton of ground balls. You have to bring the ball up. It's got to be around bell tie. If it starts in the middle of the thighs, it's going to sink low, and you got to stay cool. It's a hot day here in Atlanta. The Braves are used to this, but the Dodgers, they're used to that perfect LA weather. And for the Braves, well, Derek Lowe has to worry about a very good Dodger lineup. I was fortunate enough a long time ago to talk to the great Hall of Famer Sandy Koufax, and I asked him a question. I said, how did you pitch, or how did you attack Willie Mays? And he said, well, I had to attack him different ways. It depended on the situation. It depended on who was hitting behind him. And he reminded me, I had to beat more than Willie Mays. You don't beat individuals, you beat lineups. And it's the same thing with Derek Lowe. You can't get caught up in Manny Ramirez. There's some dangerous hitters in this Dodger lineup besides Manny Ramirez. So Derek Lowe has to keep that focus.
And one of those dangerous Dodgers at the plate right now, James Loney, who's driven in 63 runs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Loney led the Dodgers in RBIs last year. He talked about the weather, 86 degrees, humid. Partly cloudy, potential rain later this afternoon here in Atlanta.
We won't let it rain.
No.
Much hotter on the field, over 100.
Full count with Matt Kemp waiting on deck. 1 out, top of the second inning, no score here in Atlanta. Lifted into shallow left, and it drops in for the first hit of the ball game. A 1-out single off the bat of James Loney.
Well, sometimes good pitches don't net good results. That pitch is down below the knees, probably going to be a ball out of the zone. Would have been ball 4, but James Loney just goes down, takes it right out of there, and loops it into left for the first base run of the ball game.
So with Loney on at first, here's Matt Kemp. Kemp takes a called strike. He's hitting .315, 8th in the National League, 7th in the league in base hits. Working on a 6-game hitting streak.
Joe Torre, we were fortunate enough to spend a little time with him this morning. We talk about Matt Kemp. He says he's one of the best athletes he's ever had. He's still learning the game. A terrific basketball player in high school. Still learning the ins and outs of baseball. Boy, what a talent.
Offered a basketball scholarship by the University of Oklahoma. Facing his former teammate who won 54 games in 4 years as a member of the Dodgers. Averaged over 200 innings per season. Chipper to second for 1. So the Dodgers able to stay out of the double play. Now 2 away with Kemp on at first.
Just another ground ball from Derek Lowe. Really on top of his game so far, Kenny. Nothing but strikes. A ton of ground balls, just hammering the kneecaps of these Dodgers.
Russell Martin steps in with 2 outs. You mentioned chatting with Sandy Koufax years ago. Derek Lowe with the Braves wears uniform number 32, as he did in Boston. Could not wear number 32 as a Dodger because it was retired in honor of Sandy Koufax. So Lowe in Los Angeles wore 23 as a tribute to Kirk Gibson. Derek grew up in Michigan, a big Detroit Tigers fan. So he reversed the numbers during his 4 seasons with the Dodgers.
And right back to Sandy Koufax here with the Braves. Well, Kirk Gibson is just so beloved in Detroit still, and Los Angeles still.
Now a coach with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Coach with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and just a good baseball man. One of the, Kirk Gibson has the reputation of being a tough, scrappy, mean guy. He's one of the smarter baseball men I've ever met.
Out at first is Kemp. The tag applied by LaRoche. Top of the second comes to an end. Light Lime, the drinkability of Bud Light with the refreshing taste of lime. Just past 4:30 here in Atlanta. As a familiar face to the fans watching back in Southern California, we'll lead off for the Braves here in the bottom of the second inning. Garrett Anderson has spent 14 seasons as a member of the Angels, three-time All-Star, grew up in Los Angeles.
Still seems very strange to see Garrett Anderson in anything besides an Angel uniform.
Take strike one. What do Garrett Anderson and Randy Wolf have in common? They both won Los Angeles City championships during their high school days. Garrett Anderson in 1989. And Randy Wolf, who also grew up in Southern California, won the LA City title in both 93 and 94.
Wow. Winners. Everywhere they've been, they've won.
Garrett Anderson, of course, won a World Series ring with the Angels in 2002. Sends it into shallow left center. Kemp makes the catch for out number one. Well, this summer, please join Major League Baseball and the people all-stars among us in your community by signing up to volunteer at MLBGoBeyond.com. With one away, here's the Braves right fielder Matt Diaz. Diaz, in the initial batting order, posted in the Braves clubhouse, scheduled to bat sixth, and Adam LaRoche fifth. But they were flip-flopped. So it's Diaz with LaRoche on deck. Diaz, good numbers lifetime against Wolf. 5 hits and 8 career at-bats. Wolf missing away 1-1.
Diaz, a guy that Bobby Cox likes to bring off the bench late in the game. Got a little pop. He gets the start today against this lefty.
Check swing, called strike. 1-2.
Oh, what a good fastball that was from Wolf. You can see the roller coaster that Matt Diaz has been on this year. That doesn't bode too well for August, does it?
Braves had a good month of July, 16-11 record. They hit .291 for Bobby Cox during the month of July, nearly 30 points higher than their season average. Two, and the count is now full.
And don't count out these Braves. Yeah, the Philadelphia Phillies have kind of taken off and taken the National League East, put it in a stranglehold, but these Braves are still only 4 out of the wild card. I think top to bottom, they got as good a pitching staff as anybody in the National League, maybe even better. Bobby always builds his team around starting pitching.
Payoff pitch, fouled off, so Diaz stays alive. Colorado in the wild card lead with a record of 56-47, actually tied for the wild card lead with the Giants. As you mentioned, the Braves 4 out. Braves looking to get back to the postseason. They've missed the last 3 years after making the playoffs 14 consecutive seasons.
Now, I don't think you'll ever see that again, Kenny. I just can't imagine that happening. 14 straight playoff seasons. I used to be a guy that didn't really care for the wild card, Kenny, but I've come around full circle. I like it. I think it helps baseball.
Payoff pitch to Diaz, another foul. Well, it keeps the fans in so many more cities interested in August and September than if there were no wild card.
And I'm an old fuddy-duddy. I'm a traditionalist, but I've done a 180 on that. I think you're absolutely right. All those cities are still scoreboard watching, and that's important.
Payoff pitch to Diaz, ball 4. So a 9-pitch at bat. Diaz draws a walk. Well, just about an hour prior to the start of today's game, Adam LaRoche arriving here at Turner Field after spending 9 days as a member of the Boston Red Sox. Traded from Pittsburgh to Boston. Traded from Pittsburgh to Boston on July 22nd.
Was it something he said? All right. But this is home for him. This is where it all began for him, and he just got a nice warm ovation when he was introduced.
LaRoche, 3 good years here in Atlanta, 2004, 5, and 6. Hit 65 home runs for the Braves, including a career high 32 in 2006. He was traded to the Pirates in exchange for Mike Gonzalez, who became the closer here in Atlanta. So Adam LaRoche making his second debut with the Braves. Acquired for Casey Kochman, who went to the Red Sox in the deal. Who was acquired by the Braves in the Mark Teixeira deadline deal last year.
What'd you think of some of the trade deadline moves?
Boy, there
was some good stuff.
There were a number of moves involving teams in contention for the postseason.
The one that stands out for me was the Phillies acquiring Cliff Lee from the Cleveland Indians for 4 minor leaguers.
How about his Phillies debut last night?
Yeah, he really struggled out in San Francisco last night, didn't he? Almost threw a no-hitter.
Frank Wren, Braves general manager, pulling the trigger on the LaRoche for Kochman deal yesterday. Braves also made a couple of moves earlier in the season, prior to the deadline. 2-1 to LaRoche. Now 3 balls, 1 strike. Now, one of the things Wren and Bobby Cox have talked about over the last 24 hours, the fact that Adam LaRoche has put together some terrific second halves throughout his major league career. The 3-1 from Wolf is high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Wolf. Braves now have runners on first and second with only 1 out. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, The Yankees and Red Sox get together. Some of you will see the Angels and the Rangers. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Gillette Body Wash returns next week at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on Fox. Yankees and Red Sox, Mark, separated by a game and a half in the American League East. Even though the Yankees have gone 0-8 against Boston this season, they have the lead in the division.
They have made such a big-time run the last month. Getting terrific pitching. Mark Teixeira is having a fabulous year.
Here's David Ross swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off. 0-1. David Ross, a former Dodger, originally drafted by the Dodgers back in '98. Yuri Hernandez on deck.
Kind of a lonely job being the backup catcher here in Atlanta. That means you don't get to play too much because Brian McCann, one of the best in the business, is the starting catcher.
But Ross has made the most of his at-bats. He's hit 6 home runs and only 92 at-bats this season.
There's Terry Pendleton, the hitting coach, former MVP, here with the Braves.
A bunch of former MVPs are in the stadium today. Chipper Jones, Joe Torre. National League most valuable player with the Cardinals back in 1971. Wolf missing away. Now 2-1.
After back-to-back walks, Randy Wolf's got to remind himself, I need to throw some strikes and make these Atlanta Braves swing the bat, because he has a very good infield defense behind him. Blake, Furcal, Hudson, Loney, one of the really good young first basemen defensively as well. Pick-off play there. Russell Martin, James Loney trying to steal an out here. And they almost caught Adam LaRoche napping. But if you don't catch the baseball, you're not going to get the out. Nice play, though.
Yes, you are in Atlanta, Adam. It's been a whirlwind week and a half for Adam LaRoche.
That equipment's been making some flights.
The 2-2, and Ross goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the afternoon for Randy Wolf.
He just rears back. He misses his spot. You see Russell Martin wanted it away, but he just went right down the middle and threw it right by David Ross. So after a couple of walks, a big strikeout there for the second out.
Randy Wolf has not won in his last 9 starts against Atlanta, 4-11 lifetime. His last win against the Braves came back in 2003 as a member of the Phillies. Yuri Hernandez takes a called strike. Hernandez starting once again in the absence of Yunel Escobar, who leads the Braves in runs batted in with 58. Escobar, as well as Prado, injured on Thursday. The 2 middle infielders. Prado back in the starting lineup today. Escobar was hit by a pitch on his right wrist. So Hernandez in the lineup once again. He's batting just .145 this season, 11 for 76. Falls behind in the count, 1-2.
Unfortunately, he looked like a 145 hitter on this slower than slow curve ball there from Randy Wolf. Good pitch.
2 on, 2 out. Diaz and LaRoche drew back-to-back walks. The 1-2. And Wolf comes with the fastball following the 67-mile-per-hour pitch. It's a 26-pitch, scoreless second inning for Wolf. The official body wash of Major League Baseball. Top of the third inning in Atlanta. Russell Martin leading off against his former battery mate, Derek Lowe. Martin was at the plate back in the second inning when Matt Kemp was picked off first base. So another chance here for Russell Martin. Ground ball to the shortstop. Hernandez, high throw, but in time to retire Martin. Well, matching wits once again today, Mark. Two of the all-time great managers in Major League history, both in their 28th season, 4th and 5th of the all-time wins list, and they've gone up against one another in the World Series twice, 96 and 98. They've managed against each other in 2 All-Star games. Joe Torre on the left, Bobby Cox on the right.
Now, two of the most respected men in all of baseball. Kind of fun watching these guys match wits. And Derek Lowe just continues to throw strike after strike.
Orlando Hudson falls behind 0-1.
Well, Joe Torre and Bobby Cox, surefire Hall of Famers, obviously, Kenny. But in order to go to the Hall of Fame, you got to retire.
That's right.
And they just keep doing it year after year.
On the ground to the second baseman, Prado. Another ground ball out, 2 away. Now our Bank of America fan cam brought to you by Bank of America Home Loans, making a commitment to home and to home owners. Starting now, home has a new address.
Yeah, fan cam, all right. Yeah, they're fanning themselves.
Well, Atlanta was home to Joe Torre, both during his playing and his managerial career.
Right.
Spent 3 years with the Braves. In fact, he hit the first home run in Fulton County Stadium.
I did not know that. Really?
That was back in April of 1966 after Torre and the Braves moved here from Milwaukee.
Probably bounced it off of Chief Nakahoma.
Knocked down by Prado. Wolf grounds out. 7 ground ball outs in the game. Middle of the third, no score. Bottom of the third inning here in Atlanta. Kenny Albert with Mark Grace. Dodgers and Braves are scoreless as Randy Wolf gets set to face Derek Lowe. Lowe retired Wolf as we went to commercial for the final out of the last half inning, and now Lowe steps in against Wolf.
Lowe, a pretty good hitter for a pitcher. Hitting over 200 on the season. Anything over 200 for a pitcher is very good.
Lowe takes a called strike. Lowe, McLouth, and Prado for the Braves here in the bottom of the third inning. 0-1, fastball in for a called strike, 0-2. You faced Randy Wolf 15 times.
Quite a few times.
4 hits, including a home run. Lowe gets the bat on it.
Did you look that up? Because for some reason I just remember with matching up with Randy Wolf, I remember a lot of walks. Did I walk a lot?
5.
Did I? Okay.
No strikeouts.
A lot of flyouts, probably.
The 0-2, a called strike 3. Third consecutive strikeout for Randy Wolf. We spoke between innings with Dodgers skipper Joe Torre, and we asked him if he remembered that first home run that he hit at Fulton County Stadium back in 1966, 43 years ago.
Well, I remember it was an extra inning game. Tony Cloninger was pitching against Bob Veal, and I hit a home run early in the game, and then hit another one in extra innings, but we lost 3-2.
And let's go to this year now and talk about the acquisition of Sherrill. What a big boost that's got to be.
Well, you know, the whole thing about Gracie is we're trying to put a little veteran presence in the back end of the bullpen, and Sherrill certainly is that guy. You know, whether you're facing a right-hander or a left-hander, I think he gives us a little more security, especially going into August and September.
Thanks very much, Joe.
All right, guys.
Good luck, skipper.
Thanks.
The 1-1 to Nate McLouth. Now 1-2. And Mark, you of course asked Joe about George Sherrill, acquired by the Dodgers on Thursday from the Orioles in exchange for 2 prospects. Sherrill, in his Dodger debut last night, struck out the side in the 7th, including Brian McCann with the bases loaded. Broken bat, bloop, and it drops in. First hit of the game for the Braves. A 1-out bloop single off the bat of Nate McLouth.
There's some of the new additions. George Sherrill coming over from Baltimore to the Dodgers, anchoring an already terrific bullpen. Adam LaRoche, after a short stint in Boston, back to more familiar area, Atlanta.
And Nate McLouth on at first, acquired back in early June from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Now, once again, the Pirates have unloaded every single good player they have.
Only one position player remaining from this time last year. And the Braves made another deal in early July, acquiring Ryan Church from the New York Mets in exchange for Jeff Francoeur. So the Braves revamping their roster a little bit with the acquisitions of McLouth, Church, and LaRoche. Martin Prado grounded out to second his first time up. McLouth, 15 steals this year, has been caught only once.
And that's what you love if you're Bobby Cox. Get some speed over there. Give Randy Wolf a little something extra to think about over there. You've got speed at first base. It means fastballs to the plate.
0-1 on Prado. Chipper Jones waiting on deck.
You love a guy like McLouth. When he goes, he's successful. Nothing kills a rally like a caught stealing.
Prado, fly ball left center. Manny Ramirez calling off Kemp, makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 away. Here's Chipper Jones. He flied out to left, his first time up.
Chipper Jones has homered 5 times off Randy Wolf in his career.
McLeod, short lead off first. And the first pitch missing away. Look at Chipper's numbers all time among switch hitters.
There have been some fabulous switch hitters.
Only Mickey Mantle and Eddie Murray hit more home runs than Chipper Jones among switch hitters. Eddie Murray referenced during our pregame show as Chris Rose sat down with Mark Teixeira, who grew up in Baltimore, watching the former Oriole, Eddie Murray. McLeod goes, the 1-1. Here's the throw from Martin, not in time. Nate McLeod now 16 for 17 this season.
Oh, what a good jump Nate McLeod had on Randy Wolf. Ball in the dirt. Russell Martin comes out of the chute nicely, makes a good throw, but McLeod just way too good a jump. That one's on Randy Wolf. Well, you just rarely see base stealers anymore doing the old figure 4 slide. Everybody seems to do the Pete Rose or the Ricky Henderson, going head first.
The 2-1 to Chipper, now 2-2.
Well, just good old-fashioned baseball right there. Randy Wolf rearing back, going right down the middle and throwing it right by the future Hall of Famer.
Full count.
Oh, Randy Wolf cannot believe he didn't get that call from home plate umpire Tom Hallion. I think Chipper got a break there. Randy Wolf not happy at all. He had to go take a disgusted walk behind the mound.
Randy's brother Jim, a member of the Major League umpire fraternity. Now Russell Martin out for a chat.
Probably trying to cool his left-hander down a little bit. You can see Randy Wolf not happy. And now it's up to Russell Martin now as the catcher to have a conversation with Tom Hallion. He's got to protect his pitcher. He can't let Randy Wolf get kicked out of the game here. So he'll have a conversation with home plate umpire. They have a good relationship, do the catchers and umpires. Then it'll get settled.
Payoff pitch. Long run for Matt Kemp. On the warning track, reaches up, cannot make the catch. McLeod scores easily. The Braves take a 1-0 lead. 50th run battle of the season for Chipper Jones. And now Wolf is chatting with the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion, about that pitch earlier in the at-bat.
Well, all Chipper Jones needs is an extra life. Same pitch to the outside corner. This time Chipper was ready for it. It looked like Kemp had a beat on it, but the ball just kept sailing on him. Got over his head, bounced into the stands for a ground rule double and a lead. And you can see Randy Wolf still upset. Cost him a run. But he handled it well. Handled it with class, but he's still not happy.
And McLeod, of course, scoring from second after stealing second base. Garrett Anderson takes strike one.
Well, without the stolen base, he'd be on third with the ground rule double.
Second time in 3 innings, Dodgers have had a problem with a call by one of the umpires. Curved in for a strike, 0-2. You think back to the first inning, the ball hit by Ethier.
This time it's the Braves' turn to be upset with the call, but I think Garrett Anderson will understand when he takes a look at the film. That was a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning here in Atlanta. Anderson, center field. Kemp backpedaling, is on the warning track. He makes the catch this time. But the Braves take a 1-0 lead as Shipper drives in McLeod from second. Manny Ramirez due up third for the Dodgers when we return. That body wash is sponsored by Valspar Paint. Valspar, the beauty goes on. By Avodart and by Chevy. Kenny Albert, Mark Grace back in Atlanta. Braves lead the Dodgers 1-0 as Rafael Furcal leads off for the Dodgers here in the top of the 4th inning and takes a called strike. 0-1. Furcal bounced out to the first baseman LaRoche, leading off the game. Now 1-1. We are joined live from the Braves dugout by tomorrow's starting pitcher, one of the fine young pitchers in all of baseball, Jair Jurgens. Jair, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well. 13 wins last year. You led the Braves. 9 wins this season, among the league leaders in earned run average. Are you pleased about how things have gone for you this year?
Yeah, definitely. I've been fun and just enjoying myself every time I have a chance to pitch.
Here's the 2-1 to Furcal. Fastball missing inside, 3-1.
Jair, you being a sinker baller as well, do you find yourself really paying close attention to the way Derek Lowe goes about his business?
No, definitely. He's one of the best. He is one of the best sinker in the game, and every time I have a chance to sit down and watch him pitch, and it's an honor to just be in the same team with him.
Furcal draws a leadoff walk. Now, you have not faced the Dodgers this season. You were 2-0 against Los Angeles last year, allowing only 2 earned runs in 13 innings. So what do you look for, both last night and then today, knowing that you will be on the mound tomorrow?
This team is really different from last year. All the young kids have more experience, and they got one of the best hitters in the lineup. And tomorrow I'm just going to be challenge them and take my approach during the game and trying to make my adjustment during the game too.
Andre Ethier at the plate, grounded out to short. His first time up. We're chatting live with tomorrow's Braves starting pitcher, Jair Jurgens. Jurgens, part of a Braves staff, third in the National League in earned run average. Now, I read you were a Braves fan as a youngster.
Yeah, my dad is one of the biggest fans from the Braves, and every time I grew up watching the Braves, and every night back home, the only thing at TV was the Braves game. And I grew up being a Braves fan. I'm happy to be here.
Did that also have anything to do with your fellow countryman Andrew Jones?
No, my dad really was a fan way in the back when he used to be the Milwaukee Braves. And then when they turned to come here to Atlanta, he became a bigger fan and just still is one of the biggest fans I ever see.
So your dad must have been a fan of the manager over in the other dugout, right?
Yeah, yeah, he was.
Now tell me what happened when Sid Bream was safe sliding home back in '92. What was going on in your house and in your town?
I think he woke up my whole neighborhood up after that Sid Bream score. He was so happy. I think everybody at his work was making fun of him because Braves was really struggling that year, and then they turned around and he just wake up the whole neighborhood.
The entire neighborhood woke up.
The whole neighborhood.
Yeah, wake me up and wake the whole family up and walk in the living room, and him and my big brother were jumping around in the living room like little kids.
All right, Jair. Manny Ramirez up first and second, nobody out. How are you going to attack him in this situation?
No outs. Wow. Yes.
Maybe a few Hail Marys?
No, just it's a tough one. I know he's one of the best, and just try to keep it in the ballpark. That's the only thing you can try to do right now. You cannot be too careful because you're gonna load the bases up, and you can turn in a big inning if you walk him.
I think you'd look good in that with the Manny hairdo. I really think that would look good on you, Jair.
I don't think I can pull that off.
No?
Nah. That's too styling for me.
Bounce foul back behind third with Furcal on second. Ethier on at first following his base hit. And Manny Ramirez at the plate. No outs. Top of the fourth inning here in Atlanta.
He wears the Manny do pretty well, don't you think, Kenny?
Absolutely. 1 ball, 1 strike as we continue to chat with Jair Jurgens from the Braves dugout as Lowe steps off.
And Derek Lowe is in a bit of a quandary here with nobody out. Manny Ramirez up. But the fortunate thing for Derek Lowe is he's always just one pitch away from getting a big double play ball. If he could just keep it at the knees, he could possibly get it from Ramirez.
Jair, I know you've never faced Manny Ramirez, but I'm sure he's a guy that you've watched through the years as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the superstars. Growing up, when he used to be with the Cleveland Indians, when they have the great lineup and everything, I know what he can do. I know he's one of the best hitters, and especially in the postseason. And I'm gonna try not to let him beat me and win the game tomorrow.
The 2-1 from Lowe, missing away, 3-1.
Boy, just one of the greatest hitters of all time, Manny Ramirez. You see the numbers there. And Jair, you've pitched in the American League, the National League. What do you see are the biggest differences?
The DH for sure. The DH, I think facing the pitcher in a tough situation, especially having the 8-hole hitter up and the pitcher coming behind you can be a little bit careful on walking in and facing the pitcher. And in the DH, you don't have a weakness in the lineup. Every DH is a power hitter,
right?
You can make one mistake and that's the whole game right there.
Yeah, the American League seems like even number 8-hole hitters are hitting 20 home runs anymore.
That's true.
Bases loaded here for Casey Blake, following the second walk of the inning issued by Derek Lowe. And Blake takes ball 1.
And David Ross will come out. And I like the fact that you're living and dying with every pitch down there, Jair. I can hear you. Ooh. As a former hitter, those are balls. Come on.
You guys think everything is a ball,
Derek Lowe takes a deep breath on the mound. A look at the Braves defense with the bases loaded. The 1-0. Low, missing inside, ball 2. And Jair, not only have you had the chance to learn from a veteran in Derek Lowe this season, but Javier Vasquez as well.
Yeah, like Vasquez really helped me like how to set up hitters this year. Like every time he goes out there, I think he has a chance to strike out 15 to 20 people every time he does this. He makes it so easy every time he pitch.
And what have you learned from manager Bobby Cox and pitching coach Roger McDowell?
Bobby, I think I'm so lucky and lucky to come up with the Detroit Tiger, having Jim Lynn like my manager, and coming here having Bobby Cox, and one of the 2 greatest managers I think in the league. They're so easy to go up and talk to them. And Roger is just like he's really helpful. Like he doesn't try to change you at all. He's just trying to help you what you have and keep improving.
3-1 count. Casey Blake with the bases loaded. Full count.
They got him to chase ball 4 there, but instead 3-2.
Jair, thanks again for taking some time. Before we let you go, I know you speak 4 languages. You want to give us a little Dutch?
I think I'm gonna pass.
All right, we don't want to put you on the spot. Thanks again.
4 languages.
4 languages. Good luck in your start tomorrow, and we appreciate you taking some time here in the 4th inning.
Thank you for having me on the show, guys.
Good luck, kid.
Thank you.
All right, Jair Jurgens will take the mound for the Braves tomorrow night against 10-game winner Chad Billingsley.
Another good pitching matchup. We're getting one here. We'll get one tomorrow.
Payoff pitch with the bases loaded. Blake lifts it into center. McLouth makes the catch. Here comes for Call. No throw to the plate. Sacrifice fly. RBI for Casey Blake, his 59th run batted in of the season. The Dodgers have tied the game at 1.
Well, we said you got to make the ball start up, and that's exactly what Casey Blake does. He gets it belt high. That's something he can get in the air and drive in a run. So well done there. A good at-bat by Casey Blake.
So as is usually the case, more times than not, you walk the leadoff man in the inning, he comes around to score.
Seems like it does it every time.
The first and second, 1 out for James Loney. Fastball missing away.
And isn't it strange? Before this inning, for the first 3 innings, Kenny, I mean, Derek Lowe couldn't throw a ball outside of the strike zone. It was just strike after strike. He's really struggled with his command here in the top of the 4th.
Loney singled his first time up. Low missing away, ball 2. Dodgers and Atlanta have both received only 7 home runs from their first baseman. Braves, of course, making the deal yesterday, trading away their first baseman Casey Kotchman for Adam LaRoche, adding more power from the first base position.
And that can be a bit of a misleading graphic because it makes him look like a single. Hey, there's some Manny hair. Wow.
And some.
That's hard work right there. But going back to Loney, yeah, he's only got 7 home runs, but he's still driven in 63. That's productive.
All 7 of Loney's home runs have come on the road. Up the middle, off Lowe. Dribbles into right field. Ethier scores. Ramirez in at third. Dodgers lead 2-1. 64th run batted in of the season for James Loney.
Well, he bounces it right back up the box, but you can see right off the toe of Derek Lowe, and that hurt. And it also hurts the Braves because that's going to drive in a run. Ethier going hard all the way. He scores easily. Manny Ramirez, once he gets out of the way of the ball, Manny still got some good speed. He goes first to third nicely there.
And you talked about Loney's production as far as runs batted in are concerned. Now has 64. He leads the league in RBIs on non-home runs. 53 of his 64 runs batted in have come on hits other than home runs. Well, everything you knew about fantasy football, Mark, is about to change. Introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with free live scoring. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and join the next generation of fantasy football.
I hope fantasy football is new because the last 3 years I've been lousy.
Haven't done too well, huh?
I haven't done very well at all.
Getting ready for your draft?
Well, yeah, I like to play fantasy football. My teams tend to stink.
Well, you have a lot of time on these cross-country plane trips.
That's right. I'm gonna start boning up right now.
Of course, you live out in Arizona. The
right.
Arizona Cardinals, the defending NFC champions.
Well, that city has done a 180 on the Arizona Cardinals.
Bounce foul back behind third.
Used to be the laughing stock. Now you can't get a ticket.
A 1-2 to Kemp. Lowe missing away. Derek Lowe has now thrown as many pitches in the fourth inning as he threw in the first 3 innings combined.
Wow. Yeah, it's been a struggle for him. You can see he's huffing and puffing out there. It's a hot day. He has had a very long inning.
Got through the first 3 on 27 pitches. This is pitch number 28 of this half inning.
He's taking a long walk. He just got away with a hanging breaking ball right there, and you can see he's starting to scuffle out there. Tongue wagging, trying to find a way to get back in the dugout. He'd love to get the ground ball, but Matt Kemp, tough to double up. This kid can fly.
First and third, only 1 out. 2-2. And Kemp is down on strikes for out number 2.
And he just rears back and throws a sinker to the outside corner. And it just dips right underneath the bat of Matt Kemp. So big out there for the hard-working Derek Lowe here in the fourth.
First strikeout of the game for Lowe. Here's Russell Martin, who bounced out to short his first time up. First 3 Dodgers reached base in the inning on 2 walks and a base hit. Casey Blake, a sacrifice fly. James Loney, a run-scoring single. And now on the first pitch, Martin lines out to Prado at second. So Lowe finally gets out of the inning. Dodgers score 2. They lead the Braves 2-1. Randy Wolf working with a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the fourth inning. Dodgers scored 2 in the top half. Diaz, LaRoche, and Ross for the Braves here in the fourth. Braves scored their run in the third inning. Nate McLeod singled, stole second, scored on a Chipper Jones double. Dodgers won last night's game 5-0. Only 3 hits for the Braves last night. Only 1 hit for the Braves in 6 innings against Dodgers starter Jason Schmidt in his 3rd start of the season, coming back after missing 2 full years.
Good for Jason Schmidt. Going back to the old Giant days with Jason Schmidt. That was routine. 6 innings, 1 hit for Jason Schmidt back before the injuries.
Dodgers, of course, were among the teams mentioned prominently in the Roy Halladay rumors. Halladay, of course, remaining a member of the Toronto Blue Jays as Diaz grounds out to the shortstop, Rafael Furcal. On a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I'm Kenny Albert. He's Mark Grace. 2-1 lead for the Dodgers, bottom of the fourth inning. And we remind you, as we do every week on Fox Saturday Baseball, that Fox Sports is proud to support the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. The Michael J. Fox Foundation's goal is to drive the development of better treatments and a cure for Parkinson's. To learn more, please visit michaeljfox.org. With 1 away, Adam LaRoche batting for the 2nd time in his return to Atlanta. LaRoche walked his first time up. LaRoche into the gap in right center. And it drops in front of Ethier, so Adam LaRoche with a 1-out single.
A nice job of hitting there by LaRoche. He gets a fastball. It's on the outside corner. He just goes out and hooks it. Just off the end of the batter's shade, but nice finish there. And I like those left-handers that can hang in there against the left-handers. Much easier said than done.
So LaRoche on at first. Here's David Ross, struck out his first time up. Adam LaRoche coming over yesterday from the Red Sox. It's the 2nd straight year that a member of the LaRoche family was traded on July 31st. His brother Andy involved in the Manny Ramirez deal last year. 3-way trade involving the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Pirates. Adam and Andy, of course, were teammates with Pittsburgh this season. Dodgers acquiring Manny Ramirez 1 year ago yesterday on July 31st, 2008.
And the love affair in Los Angeles, and Manny Wood is officially a year old now.
Curve catching the outside corner, 1-2 on Ross.
Well, that's slow curveball from Randy Wolf. It's kind of fun to watch, Kenny. It starts about a foot outside. Ross just, I think he thought it just never came back to the plate, and he may have a point.
The 1-2, and Ross strikes out for the 2nd time. Wolf coming with the fastball. 4th strikeout of the game for Wolf. Well, a couple of Braves recently visited the Children's Health Care of Atlanta at Scottish Rite Hospital. You know Escobar and Brian McCann. They distributed toys to the patients there for Braves Christmas in July, visiting patients, signing autographs. and bring with them toys galore. So terrific job by two of the young stars, Brian McCann and Yunel Escobar.
Well, you can't see enough of that, can you?
There's McCann. Escobar, we mentioned earlier, still out of the lineup after he was hit in the right wrist with a pitch on Thursday. Leads the Braves with 58 runs batted in. Leads the entire National League in batting with runners in scoring position. LaRoche on first with 2 away. Escobar's replacement, Diori Hernandez, at the plate. The 1-1. Hernandez pops it up to the right side in foul territory. The catch is made by the first baseman, Loney. The Braves are retired in the 4th. In the 4th inning, allowing a couple of runs. Yesterday was the anniversary of one of the best deadline deals in baseball history, pulled off by the Red Sox 12 years ago yesterday. These are the numbers following the trade. Red Sox acquiring Derek Lowe and Jason Varitek from Seattle in exchange for Heathcliff Slocum, who pitched for the Mariners and then 3 other teams following the trade. Last pitched in 2000. How about that deal pulled off by the Red Sox 12 years ago yesterday?
Well, that's officially fleecing.
0-1 on Orlando Hudson, who grounded out to second his first time up. Fouled off to the left side. Derek Lowe, 134 wins since becoming a member of the Red Sox. He did start 9 games for Seattle. Jason Varitek, the Red Sox captain, member of 2 World Series championship ball clubs.
3-time All-Star. Heathcliff Slocum, former teammate of mine. Good pitcher.
A case of the Mariners, who had a veteran team at the time with a couple of young superstars, wanting to acquire the veteran closer.
A much needed good arm for the bullpen. Boy.
And they traded 2 youngsters.
They traded 2 youngsters that turned into terrific professionals.
Soft liner caught by Chipper Jones for out number one. Time now for a DirecTV game break. We take you to U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago. Bottom of the second, bases loaded. A.J. Burnett walks Jason Nix. A.J. Brzezinski scores. White Sox take a 1-0 lead. Next batter, Scott Podsednik singles to right. 2-run score. White Sox take a 3-0 lead over the Yankees. The Sox score 6 in the second inning off A.J. Burnett after beating the Yankees once again last night. Yankees made a move, acquiring Jerry Hairston Jr., and he started today's game in left field. Walked and scored in the third inning, singled in the fourth. Yankees acquiring some depth. White Sox, of course, traded for Jake Peavy, who is still on the disabled list. They traded 4 pitchers to the San Diego Padres in exchange for Peavy.
And that was the same team that Jake Peavy had. He had
rejected.
He rejected he had a no trade clause, and he rejected that deal. Well, he ends up with the White Sox a couple months later.
Wolf grounds out to the second baseman Prado. 2 away. Time for our Gillette trivia question. Brian McCann has a career slugging percentage of .503. Just one of 2 catchers over 500 all time. Who is the other? I'll give you some time to think about it. Google it. Take out the baseball encyclopedia or any other resources you might have.
Cheat any way you can.
Use a lifeline. Here's for Call. Walked, came all the way around to score in the fourth inning. Call, of course, spent 6 seasons here in Atlanta and sounded like he was close to returning to the Braves during this offseason, but wound up re-signing with the Dodgers.
Having another rock solid season. Playing very well defensively as well. And been healthy this year.
Call behind the count 1-2. He has an 11-game hitting streak.
All the ground outs. Only 1 strikeout. See if he stays with the breaking ball here on Furcal.
Nice play, backhanded by LaRoche, takes it to the bag to retire for a call. Lowe retires the Dodgers in order in the 5th. New Gillette Hydra Scrub Body Wash, a powerful clean without dry skin.
There's our old buddy, former pitching coach for the Braves, Leo Mazzoni.
A colleague of ours at Fox Sports last year. If ever a pitching coach deserved consideration for the Hall of Fame,
boy,
Leo would be right at the top of the list.
He had some good ones, didn't he?
Derek Lowe. Nice swing, left field. Manny Ramirez, one away. The number 31 recently retired here in Atlanta. Your former teammate, Greg Maddux.
He's now got a retired number in Chicago and Atlanta.
We talked about Greg with Bobby Cox earlier, and Bobby was telling us about the outpouring of love for Greg Maddux at both the Hall of Fame induction dinner here in Atlanta and the night his number was retired here at Turner Field.
50,000 strong. He brought some kind of greatness to the mound here for years.
Nate McLouth with his second hit of the game.
Well, that was a thing of beauty right there from Nate McLouth. He just takes a fastball away and drives it the other way. He doesn't just flip it the other way. He drives through it, hits it hard to left field.
Greg Maddux, of course, acquired by the Dodgers last August. Pitched for the Dodgers during their stretch run.
It's just strange not seeing number 31 on the mound somewhere.
Also strange to watch John Smoltz pitch in a Red Sox uniform.
It really is. That doesn't make sense.
Wolf missing away. Ball one to Martin Prado. 0 for 2. Grounded out in the first. Fly to left in the third.
How long did it take New Yorkers, Kenny, to get used to Tom Glavine in a New York Mets uniform after being a rival with the Braves here?
Off the glove of the second baseman, Hudson. A base hit for Prado. McLouth on his way to third, and he is in.
Well, another nice piece of hitting, a ball away. Prado keeps his hands in nicely, just off the outstretched glove of Orlando Hudson. And by the time Matt Kemp gets it in, it's first and third Braves. Nice read here by McLouth. And now he said, I'm going to take the chance, and I'm going to challenge that powerful arm of Matt Kemp. He gets into third easily. So now the Braves cooking up a brew here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Top three in the order with 4 of the Braves' 5 hits so far today, including a run-scoring double off the bat of Chipper Jones back in the third inning. Chipper at the plate with 1 out, runners on first and third. First pitch from Wolf, 0-1.
Oh, what a beautiful pitch that was from Wolf. You rarely see Chipper Jones miss pitches by that much. Way out in front of that slow breaking ball.
Chipper gets the bat on it, fouls it back, 0-2.
Chipper a little disgusted with himself there. Got a mistake there from Randy Wolf. Tried to come inside on Chipper, left it in the middle of the plate, but Chipper missed it. Those are the ones you rarely get back. You don't see too many mistakes in an at-bat. That was one of them. You rarely get another one. That was a better pitch there by Wolf. That one he got up in the zone. Randy Wolf likes to pitch up there around the letters. The high fastballs and the slow curveballs.
McLouth, the runner on third. Prado at first. 2. Fastball missing low and inside. 1-2. Dodgers lead the Braves 2-1. 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. 1-2 off speed pitch up the middle, base hit. Coming in to score is McLouth. Holding at second is Prado. 3rd consecutive single for the Braves. We are tied at 2.
Ricky Henderson, Jim Rice, they're going to have company soon in Chipper Jones. What a great piece of hitting that was. He missed a slow curveball early in that at bat, Kenny, by about 4 feet. He takes that same slow curveball with 2 strikes, doesn't try to do too much with it, just takes it right back up the middle. That has been the offense for the Atlanta Braves here this afternoon. Chipper Jones with both the RBIs.
I told you he's second in batting average among all-time switch hitters. Who's first? Frankie Fritsch. Garrett Anderson on the first pitch. After the Braves tie the score, grounds into the 4-6-3 double play. 2-2 through 5 here in Atlanta. Wet Body Wash is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. By Catawet and by Bank of America Home Loans. Starting now, Home has a new address. We come to you from the address of Hank Aaron Drive in Atlanta. Turner Field, Dodgers and Braves deadlocked at 2 as we move to the 6th inning.
We expected a pitcher's duel. That's what we've gotten so far here, Kenny. Derek Lowe, Randy Wolf. As we get into the second half of the ball game, who's going to blink first?
Lowe and Wolf, 2 veterans. Lowe in his 13th major league season, Wolf his 11th. Had never pitched against one another. They were teammates with the Dodgers during the 07 season. Andre Ethier leading off. Swings at the first pitch, deep center field. McLouth back on the warning track. He looks up. It is out of here. Home run number 22 for Andre Ethier. The Dodgers go back on top 3-2.
Well, it didn't take long for these Dodgers, with the best record in all of baseball, to just take the lead right back. The first pitch, of the top of the 6th inning. Way out of here to center field. Fastball, center cut, right down the middle. McLeod easily runs out of room. That was way out of here.
So Ethier, the reigning National League Player of the Week, following his performance last week, looking to win the honors back-to-back weeks. He had a big 3-run home run last night in the 5th and a solo shot in the 6th here today. And Ramirez takes a called strike, 0-1. So Ethier now with a career-high 22 home runs with 2 months left in the season. No Dodger has hit 30 home runs since the 2004 season. And Adrian Beltre belted 48.
All these Dodger youngsters have just blossomed at the major league level. Ethier, Loney, Kemp.
Dodgers only 13th in the league in home runs, thanks in part to the 50 games Ramirez missed.
Ramirez missing 50 games with his suspension.
And the Braves have allowed the fewest home runs in the National League. Ramirez rounds out to the third baseman, Chipper Jones, for out number 1. We take you back to our Gillette trivia question. Brian McCann, career slugging percentage of .503. Just one of 2 catchers over 500 all time. Who is the other?
Yogi. Nope. Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza with a career slugging percentage of .545.
What an amazing hitter he was. All those years, but it's just tough. Day in, day out, back there putting the gear on, hard on the knees, squatting.
The Piazza came to mind yesterday as some of the media folks here were discussing the 9 days Adam LaRoche spent as a member of the Red Sox.
Right.
Remember the 6 days Piazza wore the uniform of the Florida Marlins. In between his great stints with the Dodgers and then the Mets. A Marlin for all of 6 days. Marlins picked up Nick Johnson from the Washington Nationals yesterday. He's the nephew of the Dodgers third base coach Larry Bowa and was involved in rumors involving a number of teams as Blake singles into the gap in left center. He's on his way to second, and he is in with a stand-up double.
Well, that ball is absolutely smoked, and it's because it's a fastball right down the middle. Blake again waited for Lowe to get a pitch up in the zone, and he just belts it out there in left center. By the time Garrett Anderson runs it down, Casey Blake easily into second base with a double.
Second extra base hit of the inning for the Dodgers as James Loney steps in. Loney 2 for 2, single hit a run back in the 4th inning. So the Marlins in second place in the East, 2 games ahead of the Braves, acquire Nick Johnson from the Washington Nationals, among the many deals that were consummated yesterday, as Major League Baseball hit its trade deadline at 4 Eastern. Ball 1 to Loney. We mentioned Jake Peavy, traded from the Padres to the White Sox. Jerry Hairston Jr. from the Reds to the Yankees. Both of these teams made a move. Dodgers acquiring George Sherrill from the Orioles. Braves picking up Adam LaRoche from Boston. Red Sox also acquired Victor Martinez.
What a huge pickup that is. As that one skied to left field.
Anderson circling under it, 2 away.
You mentioned Nick Johnson going to the Florida Marlins. Here you see some more. We forgot about Jared Washburn. That's a good pickup, if you ask me, for the Detroit Tigers. Victor Martinez, of course, the star. He's going to play some first base. He's not going to play ahead of the captain, is he?
He'll spell Veritek on occasion and also play first base for the Red Sox. Orlando Cabrera to the Twins. Jack Wilson acquired by the Mariners. Kemp on the first pitch. Towering pop-up. And it lands atop the Braves dugout, so Kemp stays alive. Phillies, of course, earlier in the week acquiring Cliff Lee, the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner from Cleveland. 5 1/3 no-hit innings last night in San Francisco. Scott Rowland, now a member of the Cincinnati Reds.
That was an interesting trade between Toronto and Cincinnati. Two teams really not doing much this year, swapping third baseman. Edwin Encarnacion going north of the border, and Nick Johnson we saw. There's a meeting on the mound. Nick Johnson, as we saw, going to Florida. Florida's one of those teams, Kenny, that's just kind of flying under the radar, sneaking around and staying close.
Their manager, Freddie Gonzalez, longtime member of Bobby Cox's staff here in Atlanta.
And the Dodgers really haven't been threatened all year in the West. Colorado Rockies starting to play good baseball. Been playing good baseball since early June. But the way the Dodgers are playing, they're nearly impossible to catch.
Dodgers had not even lost 3 games in a row until this week. They were the only team in baseball that had not lost more than 2 consecutive games. This week they lost 4 in a row before winning their last 2. Two and 1 now. With 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Dodgers out on top. 3-2. Both starters have thrown 80 pitches today.
$80 pitches on a day like today is a lot of pitches. Trying to get that elusive last out here in the 6th. It's a good slider there. Diving down and away from the bat, you can see Kemp just couldn't reach it. Good pitch.
Pitching coach Roger McDowell sorting through the charts. Manny Acosta up in the Braves pen. 2-2. Kemp holds up, and the count is now full.
Another meeting on the mound here with Ross and Lowe.
Pitch to Kemp, a shot fouled off back behind third. Ethier led off the inning with a solo home run on the first pitch of the inning by Lowe. Ramirez grounded out. Blake doubled. Loney fly to left. Payoff pitch, and Kemp is down on strikes for the 2nd time today. But the Dodgers take the lead in the 6th. Number 22 of the season off the bat of Andre Ethier. Play, we take you back to the second when Matt Kemp was picked off first base.
The swipe tag was missed, but Matt Kemp, he got all discombobulated there, and he was an easy tag for Adam LaRoche. It was a good shot, wasn't it?
So Randy Wolf here in the sixth will face Diaz, LaRoche, and Ross. Matt Diaz leading off. Takes the curve for a called strike. Diaz walked in the second inning and grounded to short in the fourth. Braves led 1-0. Dodgers took a 2-1 lead. Braves tied it. Dodgers back on top on the Ethier home run. 0-2 on Diaz.
After a couple of slow curveballs, Wolf tried to elevate the fastball around the letters. Diaz was able to fight it off. Wolf been impressive here this afternoon, Kenny.
Through 5, he's allowed 2 runs, 6 base hits.
On the ladder there. School was in session there. And the professor is Randy Wolf. There's the high fastball we talked about earlier in the show. That slow curve, he likes to get hitters to chase it. Diaz chased one way up and out of the zone.
5th strikeout for Wolf today. So with 1 away, LaRoche steps in. He's reached base twice. Earlier we showed LaRoche's arrival here at Turner Field just over an hour prior to the start of today's game.
He's walked and singled. He seems pretty fresh. Oh, that's a good pitch. A slider there from Wolf, down and away.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Boy, he just missed with it. Tried to go with the slider in the same spot. This time LaRoche able to take it, but another good pitch.
LaRoche with his 2nd hit of the day.
LaRoche has had 0 problems today with Randy Wolf. This is the slow breaking ball. He just stays back on it, drills it into right center again for his 2nd base hit. That's a nice job of just patiently waiting back, letting the ball travel, driving it into right field.
Here's David Ross, who has struck out twice.
Not a bad idea there if you're David Ross. Casey Blake was back near the outfield grass at 3rd base. He saw he had a shot, but he guessed wrong because Randy Wolf threw that slow curveball. He just couldn't wait long enough.
I know it's killing you that Ross did not try to bunt his way on when he faced you back in 2002.
Unfortunately, he had the swing sign, didn't he? Oh, boy, that one just smoked. Home plate umpire Tom Hallion right. Looks like right in the kisser. Oh, boy, here we go.
Mark Grace on the mound, September 2nd, 0-2.
Don't throw it.
David Ross.
Oh, I threw it.
As a Dodger, the first of his 66 career home runs. Ross rounds the bases.
Well, the scouting report said he was a good fastball hitter. So I threw him a bad fastball and he still hit it. You just love showing that, don't you, Kenny?
You know, it's amazing. Whenever you and I work a Braves game, Ross happens to be in the starting lineup.
Every time. Tom Hallion's still shaking up. He took a fastball, looked to be right in the kisser. He's fine though. So you want to be an umpire. It looked like he got the side of his face, maybe the neck area, but Tommy's okay. On a hot day, that's the last thing you need, huh, Kenny?
Tom looking to shake it off.
That staggered him a little bit. Umpires, just like catchers, use different masks. That's the old-fashioned mask. You see a lot of the hockey-style masks now that umpires will wear. Another high fastball and another strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for David Ross on the afternoon.
Check out the in-game box score for the Braves, brought to you by Hyundai, introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. 2 hits apiece for McLouth, Chipper, and LaRoche. Chipper Jones has driven in both Atlanta runs. Greg Norton has come out into the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Derek Lowe should Hernandez reach. Curve missing inside, and the throw gets away from Loney. Moving to second is LaRoche.
Well, that's just a free 90 feet there from Russell Martin and the Dodgers. Really, there was no play. You can see Loney not even expecting the throw, and then he didn't get in front of the ball. And he just kind of olayed it. And once it gets by, now a runner in scoring position. So really a poor play on both ends. There was really no play for Russell Martin, and then Loney not getting in front of it and keeping it in front of him.
5th error charged to Martin this season. Fastball. Hernandez, right field, base hit. Rounding third is LaRoche. The throw to the plate is off the glove of Martin. LaRoche scores. We are tied at 3.
Well, the error comes back to haunt Randy Wolf and the LA Dodgers. Nice throw here from Ethier, and it's in time. But once it gets away from Russell Martin having a tough defensive inning. So these Dodgers get the best record in baseball. Rarely beat themselves, but here in this inning, a couple of plays didn't get made, and it cost them a run.
Now Norton pinch hitting for Lowe. A base hit into left field. Rounding third is Hernandez. And he scores on a hit for a slide. The Braves take a 4-3 lead.
Well, how fast does this happen, Kenny Albert? Bunch of first pitch swinging here. There's a base hit to left field. Manny Ramirez came over. Got rid of it quickly, but throws just a bit up the line. And the speedy Hernandez scores. Just like that. I mean, lickety split. The Braves retake the lead.
The inning turned on that error committed by Russell Martin.
And also on the base hit by Hernandez. The play at the plate, the ball got away from Russell Martin. Ethier missed the cutoff man. That allowed Hernandez to go to second base. And now he scored on that base hit.
A visit to the mound by pitching coach Rick Honeycutt, with the Dodgers now trailing 4-3. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, many of you will see the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Some of you will see the Angels and the Texas Rangers. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Gillette Body Wash, returns next week at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on Fox. So the Braves with 2 runs in the inning when Norton came out into the on-deck circle. The man he was going to pinch hit for, Derek Lowe, was the pitcher of record on the losing side. He's now the pitcher of record on the winning side.
Sometimes you happen to win a ball game with ice on your arm. And that's the case right now for Derek Lowe. His offense came back and got him. Randy Wolf still out there twirling, and he gives McLouth 0-2.
McLouth with 2 hits. He scored 2 runs today. Norton on at first following his 5th pinch run batted in of the season. McLouth down on strikes, but the Braves take the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits and an error. We'll return to Atlanta after these messages from your local Fox station. Now trail 4-3. Braves scoring 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now the Dodgers will send the bottom of the order to the plate here in the 7th, as Peter Moylan makes his major league leading 58th appearance of the season.
The tireless Peter Moylan. Bobby Cox, more than happy to call his name just about every single day.
Facing Russell Martin. Martin 0 for 2 today. First pitch from Moylan. Missing inside, ball 1. Bounce to the second baseman, Prado. 1 away as we check in with Ken Rosenthal. Ken?
Kenny, Mark, the Dodgers never got close in their attempted blockbuster for Padres first baseman Adrian Gonzalez and closer Heath Bell. But imagine if they had simply gotten Bell. At that point, the Dodgers would have had 2 former All-Stars, Bell, a right-hander, and George Sherrill, a left-hander, setting up for Jonathan Broxton. The rotation would have been much less of an issue, and make no mistake, it still is an issue. Only 2 National League teams are getting fewer innings out of their starters.
Thanks very much, Ken. Ken Rosenthal coming to us from Chicago on this day after the Major League Baseball trade deadline. Dodgers did pull the trigger on Thursday, acquiring George Sherrill. the former Orioles closer. And Ken referring to the possibility of the Dodgers picking up Heath Bell prior to the deadline, as Hudson lifts this one into deep center field. It bounces away from McLouth. Orlando Hudson is in with a stand-up double.
Orlando Hudson got full extension on a fastball away, and Nate McLouth got beat on the fly. You can see he froze, and then he just can't catch up with that rope off the bat of Orlando Hudson. So here come the Dodgers.
And here comes a pinch hitter. Juan Pierre will bat for Randy Wolf. Mark, our Taco Bell bring the heat pitch speed comparison for today's starters.
Very similar. Randy Wolf, Derek Lowe, hanging around 90, and Bobby Cox on his way to the mound. I think he's got the hook with him.
So that will be all for Peter Moylan. We'll be back. This will be the 53rd appearance this season for the 24-year-old left-hander Eric O'Flaherty, facing pinch hitter Juan Pierre. Braves with 3 relief pitchers, Mark, who have appeared in over 50 games.
Well, when Bobby Cox decides he's got some confidence in you, well, he's going to run you out there a bunch.
Orlando Hudson, big lead off second. Fastball in for a called strike, 0-1 on Pierre. 1 out, Hudson with a double to deep center field, chasing Peter Moylan, who started the inning. Now lefty against lefty. O'Flaherty delivers to Pierre, and Juan fouls it off. 0-2.
Well, Dodger fans really owe that man, Juan Pierre, a big, big hunk of gratitude for how well he played during Manny Ramirez's suspension. He just took over.
Started all 50 games in left field during that time period. Hit .318 with 14 doubles, 21 runs batted in. He scored 31 runs and stole 21 bases. Dodgers went 29-21 during that span and increased their division lead.
He's been a consummate professional. He understands what's up. Oh, he just missed the inside corner to O'Flaherty. That's one of those where you look back at the umpire and just say, please don't call that a strike. Well, he got his wish.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Another foul. Joe Torre, when we chatted with the Dodgers skipper prior to the game today, emphasized how important his bench has been. Veteran presence throughout his bench with Pierre and Mark Loretta, Brad Ausmus, and Juan Castro.
Brought in a lot of leadership. You know, the Dodgers are, you know, they're a terrific team, but they're still pretty young. They've got certainly a mix of veterans, but most of your veterans on this team are more the role players, helping the youngsters.
Pierre, left center, and a sliding catch is made by the center fielder McLouth. Hudson doubled up at second. Hudson can't believe it, standing on third. 7th inning stretch time. McLouth, terrific play. 4-3 Braves. Drinker, Major League Baseball. By Hyundai. Now Hyundai Assurance can even lower your price at the pump. And by new Gillette Hydra Scrub Body Wash. A powerful clean without dry skin. Kenny Albert, Mark Grace back in Atlanta. Bottom of the 7th inning. Braves leading the Dodgers 4-3 as Han-Chi Kuo comes out of the Dodgers bullpen in relief of Randy Wolf.
A hard throwing left-hander.
Has come back from yet another elbow problem. He was on the 60-day disabled list. Activated on Monday.
Well, he's had so many surgeries on that left arm, yet he still throws very hard.
Martin Prado leading off for the Braves here in the 7th, and he takes a called strike. How about the job that Kuo did in St. Louis in the 8th inning on Thursday night after back-to-back intentional walks to Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday. He struck out Rick Ankiel on 3 pitches.
3 pitches, 3 fastballs. Started him at the waist and just continued to pitch higher and higher. And Ankiel just got blown away.
1-2 now on Prado. Quo grew up in Taiwan as Mike Gonzalez is up and throwing in the Braves pen. Quo, a high school teammate of one of Joe Torre's former starters, Chen-Ming Wang of the New York Yankees. They pitched together in high school.
Did they ever lose?
Probably not very often.
Prado, that's that same ankle that he injured a couple of days ago in batting practice. Wouldn't you know it? Bang. Well, that one just got his toe. That's not the same spot. That one got his toe. So he's got 2 sore places now on that left foot area. Just go ahead and take a ball peen hammer and whack yourself in the toe with it. That's about what it feels like.
Two, fastball missing high. 2 balls, 2 strikes with Chipper Jones waiting on deck. Chipper with 2 runs batted in today. Back in the 3rd and 5th innings. Braves scored 2 in the 6th to take a 4-3 lead. Orlando Hudson, 1 away.
Well, the last time Chipper Jones was up, well, he got a slow breaking ball and then some fastballs that he fought off. Well, then the slow breaking ball, and that was more than enough for Chipper Jones. Well, at that time, that tied the ball game up. He's flown out, doubled and singled. He's facing a harder thrower here in Quo.
Fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Braves a game over the 500 mark. 3rd place in the National League East. 4 games out of the National League wild card chase. Casey Blake, 2 away. Well, Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, presents the July nominees for the MLB Clutch Performer of the Month Award, presented by Pepsi. Derek Lee of the Cubs, Ryan Ludwig of the Cardinals, and Jonathan No-Hit Sanchez of the San Francisco Giants. Along with Eric Ibar of the Angels.
Mr. Perfect, Mark Burley.
And Garrett Jones of the Pirates. Vote for the MLB Clutch Performer of the Month today at PepsiClutch.com. Garrett Anderson 0 for 3, grounded into a double play his last time up. The perfect game thrown by Burley, his 2nd career no-hitter. The 18th perfect game in Major League history.
And then went 5 more perfect his next outing. I believe that was up in Minnesota, wasn't it?
On Tuesday, retired, 45 consecutive batters over the 2 games?
And
you couldn't even pitch a perfect inning.
No, not even close. And then he had a 1-2-3 inning in the All-Star game as well.
One ball, 2 strike count. Braves with a 4-3 lead. Bottom of the 7th inning in Atlanta. Sellout crowd on hand. 7th sellout of the season here at Turner Field. 49,843. The 2-2 from Quo. Garrett Anderson down on strikes. He is now 0 for 4. Through 7 in Atlanta, Braves with a 1-run advantage. Baseball presented by Gillette Body Wash, the official body wash of Major League Baseball. Top of the 8th inning, Mike Gonzalez in to pitch for the Braves. His 53rd appearance, the former closer, facing the top of the Dodgers order for Call, Ethier, and then Ramirez. Time now for the Just for Men hair color hold leaders. We saw Peter Moylan earlier, as well as O'Flaherty, and now Gonzalez. Just as they keep the Braves in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color.
Boy, a mighty rip right there by Rafael Furcal. Slider that stays up in the strike zone. Boy, you don't want to live up there if you're Mike Gonzalez.
Furcal has bounced out to the first baseman LaRoche twice. Also walked, came around to score in the 4th inning. The 1-2, Gonzalez missing away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andre Ethier waiting on deck. Homered his last time up. The 2-2 to Furcal. On the ground to the second baseman, Prado. One away. So with Ethier stepping to the plate.
Have another terrific afternoon. Long home run in his last at bat. Mike Gonzalez having the tough chore of facing Furcal, Ethier, Ramirez. Well, these guys can hit.
Ethier 2 hits. He scored 2 runs. Has homered in both games of this series. Left field, Garrett Anderson. 2 outs. Now it's time for the Mercedes-Benz E-Class Attention Assist of the game. With a runner on second, 1 out. In the Dodgers 7th, a diving catch by McLeod, and he doubled up Orlando Hudson.
Looked like Orlando Hudson just forgot how many outs there were in that inning as Manny Ramirez steps in, and he'll hear it from the Atlanta faithful, but there's plenty of Dodger faithful, and, well, they're giving plenty of cheers.
You mentioned Manny's hair earlier. When we were visiting with Joe Torre, a veteran reporter here in Atlanta asked Joe if Manny's hair is real.
If it's real.
And he said, absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Said Manny spends a lot of time on his hair, but a lot more time on baseball. And that's something that people who are not around the Dodgers or who are not around the Indians or the Red Sox might not realize. But there are days when Manny will show up at noon or 1 o'clock for a night game.
How hard he works at his craft.
A shot backhanded by Chipper Jones. Long throw across to retire Ramirez. Nice play by Chipper. There's Joe working on Manny's hair in the Dodgers dugout.
Pick a bug out of there?
Holiday Inn, official partner of Major League Baseball road trips, by the all-new Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and by One A Day Men's, the official multivitamin of Major League Baseball, specially formulated for men. Back in Atlanta, third Dodgers pitcher of the game, the veteran right-hander Guillermo Mota, making his 46th appearance, with the Braves leading by a run, 4-3, bottom of the 8th inning. Now, we talked so much, Mark, about the managers, the future Hall of Famers, right? Bobby Cox and Joe Torre. Were you aware that baseball history was made last night?
No.
Yesterday was the first meeting of the season between the Braves and the Dodgers. Joe Torre and Bobby Cox first managed against each other in May of 1978. Here we are 31 years later. It's the first time in baseball history that two managers have managed against one another 31 years apart.
I had no idea. That's amazing.
The prior mark of 30 years was set by Frank Robinson and Jack McKeon, as Matt Diaz takes ball one. Robinson and McKeon first managed against each other in 1975 and then again in 2005. But Joe Torre and Bobby Cox first matched wits, 1-1 on Diaz, on May 1st, 1978, a game involving the Braves and the Mets. Now remember, Cox has had two stints here in Atlanta. He was actually replaced by Joe Torre as Braves manager in 1982.
That's how long he's been around here, and I don't see those fellas going anywhere anytime soon. As that one's out into right. Andre Ethier showing some really good closing speed there for the first out.
Long run by Ethier, and Diaz is retired. This game-changing play brought to you by Holiday Inn. Signs of change are everywhere. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Martin with the throw down to first. LaRoche advances to second on the error. He would come around to score the tying run, driven home by Hernandez, and then Norton with a pinch run batted in, giving the Braves a 4-3 lead.
And the Dodgers just got a little bit sloppy and came back to haunt them for a couple of runs. They missed cutoff men. They made some errors. 90 feet is just so important in the game of baseball. You give up free bases, boy, it just comes back to haunting. Back-to-back strikes there for Guillermo Mota.
Adam LaRoche has reached base in all 3 plate appearances today. In his return to the Braves, a walk, 2 singles, scored the tying run. Has played for 3 different teams now in under 2 weeks. Traded by the Pirates just 10 days ago. Played in 6 games with the Red Sox. And now back in Atlanta, where he began his major league career.
Well, you can look at it as the glass half empty or glass half full. And, oh, gosh, these teams want to get rid of me. And most of your baseball players will tell you, no, it's just a lot of teams want you.
Fastball high and tight from Mota, 2-2.
Oh, welcome back to Atlanta, Adam LaRoche. That one will straighten him right back up. He's a tough kid, though. Takes more than that to scare him. And he just jumps right back in the box.
One out, bottom of the 8th inning. Braves leading 4-3, looking ahead to the 9th. Dodgers will have the middle of the order due up: Blake, Loney, and Kemp. Two from Mota. LaRoche pops it into center. Kemp coming in, makes the catch for out number 2. Time for a DirecTV game break. Tampa Bay Rays, Kansas City Royals, 8th inning, with the Rays out on top 3-1. Carl Crawford with a 2-run shot off Jamie Wright. So the MVP of the All-Star game extends The Rays lead to 5-1. It's now 6-1. Tampa Bay began the day 6 games out in the American League East. Rays, of course, represented the American League in the World Series last year.
Well, it was a fun story last year, wasn't it? The Rays forever the doormat of the American League East.
Eventually falling to the Phillies, and we referenced Cliff Lee's Phillies debut
in an icy World Series.
Yes. David Ross with a shot into the left field corner after striking out 3 times. Ross with a stand-up double.
Well, David Ross gets a slider that hangs, and he just crushes it down the left field line. One big hop off the wall. Manny Ramirez gets it back in. Another runner in scoring position here for the Atlanta Braves.
So with 2 away and Ross in scoring position, here's Diory Hernandez. He drove in the tying run back in the 6th inning with a single to right field, scoring LaRoche from second. Brian McCann has come out into the on-deck circle to bat for Gonzalez should Hernandez reach base.
There's David Ross having a conversation with the crew chief, Jerry Crawford. There's a lesson for all you young kids at home. David Ross was having a tough day, Kenny. Let's not kid ourselves. He had gotten his doors blown off back-to-back-to-back times. 3 strikeouts. Well, just don't get your dauber down. You never know what can happen in that next at-bat. And the first pitch he sees, he drills it into the left field corner for a double.
Ross happy to see Wolf leave the ball game.
Very much so.
Wolf struck out 7, including Ross 3 times. Voted to Hernandez, strike 1. There's McCann in the on-deck circle. Diory Hernandez, 25 years of age, native of the Dominican Republic, was sizzling in AAA prior to his recall to Atlanta. And he sends this one into deep center field. Kemp on the run on the warning track. He reaches up and makes the catch to retire Hernandez. We move to the 9th with the Braves leading by a run. The 9th, the Dodgers Hyundai in-game box score, introducing the all-new 306 horsepower real wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. 2 hits for Ethier and Loney. Andre Ethier with his career high 22nd home run back in the 6th inning. That gave the Dodgers a 3-2 lead, but the Braves scored 2 in the bottom of the 6th. And now the closer, Rafael Soriano, 15 saves in 17 opportunities for the Braves this season. Will make his 48th appearance, and he will face the middle of the Dodgers batting order, Blake, Loney, and Kemp.
Soriano, one of the best in the business, got a terrific fastball, split finger.
Casey Blake takes a called strike. Blake 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. He's 2 for 3 against Soriano with a home run in his career. 0-1. Soriano missing low and away. Great job by our entire crew today here in Atlanta. Our producer Jeff Gowan, director Bill Webb, associate director Kathy Hunt, broadcast associate Matt Saldana, our technical producer Pete Chalveras, technical director Jonathan Evans. A 1-1 to Blake. Now 1 and 2. The coordinating producer of the studio is Scott Ackerson. Pre-game show produced by Don Bowie. Studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. Highlight supervisor Janice Casaza. Vice president of field operations is Jerry Steinberg. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are David Hill and Ed Gorin. Here's the 1-2 from Soriano. On the ground to the first baseman LaRoche, who takes it to the bag himself for out number 1. The home plate umpire, Tom Hallion, wearing a microphone for us today.
It's sun's come out now. It's warming up. Yeah, keep this right over here for me. I'll use it every inning, okay? Thank you, buddy. Yeah, we're in Atlanta, right?
Yes, Tom, we are in Atlanta.
That is great stuff. One of the real good guys. Well, they're all good guys. Tommy Hallion. You can see the sense of humor. You all right? We're in Atlanta, right? I love that. After he just got drilled in his mask.
Hanging in there on a hot Saturday afternoon in Atlanta.
Wearing all that equipment behind the plate.
Tom Hallion has worked 3 division series, 2 league championship series, 2008 World Series.
Pride of Connecticut.
Yep, a couple of all-star games. Sent to the University of Buffalo. Did Tom Hallion.
Probably a big Turner Gill fan.
Football coach at the U of Buffalo.
Got him into a bowl game for the first time in, well, decades.
The 0-2 to Loney. Center field, McClouth. 2 away. Well, Mark, you can now find Fox Sports on both MySpace and Facebook. Get breaking news, video clips, widgets, and more. Just go to myspace.com, I'm sure you do, /Fox Sports, or facebook.com/Fox Sports and join the community. Are you part of the community?
Of course I am. You?
I'm part of one of the communities.
Well, the Dodgers down to their final out. But if you're a Dodger fan, you got to like who's stepping in the box to try to keep this thing alive. That's Matt Kemp. That makes it tough right there. You throw 96 miles an hour right to the outside corner. Any hitter, that'll ruin his whole day.
Terrific job by the Braves bullpen. 2 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball so far in relief of Derek Lowe. The 0-1 to Kemp. And now the Braves are 1 strike away.
Just 2 absolutely perfect pitches there from Soriano. Opponents are batting just 163 off of him. He doesn't give up too many hits, Kenny. Not when you're throwing it right there.
Fans on their feet here in Atlanta. Sellout crowd, the 0-2. That will do it. Camp called out on strikes. A 1-2-3 ninth for Soriano, who records his 16th save following last night's 5-0 loss. The Braves come from behind